I kid. I kid. I kid.
I was
No, I'm just so not into having other people. How do I explain this? If somebody wants to do what they want to do, go ahead and do it. That's fine. It's just the older I get, the less I'm more into trying to control people's behavior and having them do things the way I want to do them, with one great exception. And this is, I'm sure everybody needs to know this now, and everybody's getting ready to turn off the radio dial right now. Traffic in the Puget Sound.
What's up with traffic?
Oh, man. I was going to say don't get me started, but I think some people think it's become my reason to live is to complain about traffic and complain about. I was just talking to Josh, the guy who's in Master Control right now, Engineer Josh, good guy. He's got a Superman tattoo. I'm wearing my Batman shirt, and I went, this is going to be a good team. I was saying to him, I said, I was never interested in transportation or traffic that much when I lived in Denver. I lived in Denver for 30 years, and I moved out here 4 years ago, and in Denver, things move. They move. They move. Their idea of rush hour is slowing down to 20, maybe 30 miles an hour, and they keep moving. And I get here, and people sit still for minutes and minutes and hours
it's like they're half dead.
In traffic.
It's like they're half dead. They're not focused on what they're doing.
Man, and no one seems to care. But people they roll their eyes and they shrug their shoulders, and they're like, oh, man, here he goes. He's going on another one of his Jags. And I get on my transportation Jags because I don't understand why people don't get mad about this.
Yeah.
I get mad about it.
It's like they're trying to pretend they're serene and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Steve.
The reality is, when women are out there, for example, in their $50,000 husband-purchased SUV, primping in the rearview mirror, and
I'm gonna put you on pause right there, Steve. We're going to continue the traffic talk, like it or not. This is the Edward T. Martin and Friends show. You're on KLAY 1180 AM. Back after this. Yeah. Rock on. It's Edward T. Martin and Friends. And my first guest ever, Steve Gibbs, on the phone. Steve, you still there?
Edward T. Martin.
Yeah.
The ultimate male supreme.
Get out of here. So, Steve, I'm gonna have you wait for just a sec. Can you hang out a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. I got so excited and got going so fast, and of course, as it's been pointed out to me before, my mouth got going ahead of my brain. There's a few things, a little bit of house cleaning, sweeping my side of the street, you might say, I'd like to take care of first. So can I come back to you?
Sure.
All right, buddy. Hang on. So, first of all, let me say that the Edward T. Martin and Friends show is brought to you by an anonymous sponsor. The anonymous sponsor bringing shows to you anonymously since an undetermined date, because it's anonymous. I have a good friend, who wanted to see me on the air. I have related to him several times my passion for broadcasting and wanting to be behind the microphone and be on the talent side of the broadcasting deal. And he put me on the air, if you will. There are expenses related to being on the air, and he took care of those expenses for this one show. And I would like to, at this time, then, do this house cleaning, if you will, and say thank you, anonymous sponsor, for putting me on the air. It is with great gratitude that I get to be of service to everyone today, and to you, anonymous sponsor. Now, if you would like to be a sponsor of the Edward T. Martin and Friends show in the future, please, by all means, feel free to do so. Do you have a business you would like to advertise? Do you have some information you'd like to get out? Perhaps a nonprofit organization? Maybe you'd like to wish your kids a happy birthday. Think about the concept of having your kid's name said on the radio. Man, when I was a kid, oh, man, if I heard my name on the radio and someone like me going, hey, And I just want to give a happy birthday out there to little Timmy Malloy. Timmy Malloy, 6 years old today. Happy birthday, Tim. Your parents wish you a happy birthday. And imagine hearing that 3 or 4 times in 1 hour. Would that be sweet? It can be done. I will do that. I'll do that for you. Just sponsor the show. It's that easy. You can be my sponsor. You can do that by sending an email to edwardtmartin@gmail.com. If you're interested in what's going on with me, if you want to see a picture of the voice behind this radio show, go to my MySpace page. Yes, the ubiquitous and ever-present MySpace, which, well, okay, yeah. It is what it is. MySpace/Edward T. Martin. So send an email to me at edwardtmartin@gmail.com or go to MySpace/Edward T. Martin. You got maybe a landscaping business you'd like me to talk about? Perhaps some professional cabinetry. That can be done too. All right. Hey, I got another friend calling in. So, Steve, I promise I'll get back to you. Let me see if I can figure out how this works without cutting somebody off. Let's try this. And then this. Evan, are you there? Evan. How about now? Evan, you're there? See, I hear people on the radio doing this all the time. And he's probably there, and I just haven't turned up one of the dials. How about now? Evan, you there? Not there. And I always wonder, what's going on in the studio? Why can't they get their act together? And I think what I did was cut him off. And speaking, more excitement on my part without taking care of business first. Give me a call, 584-1480. Or if you're in King County, 253-804-5765. So neglectful, Edward T. Martin. Wow, 22 after the hour. Just now giving out the phone number. Right on, Ed. Keep rocking. Ugh. All right, 22 after the hour of 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 253-804-5765. It looks like we got him back. Let's try it again. Hello, are you there?
Ed.
Hey.
I thought I said something wrong there for a minute.
Yeah, you did.
You know, you have a really hardcore screener there.
Yeah.
I even said I was a friend. I had to give him all this information and validate who I was.
Yeah.
And I still got bumped.
Yeah, and you gave him your credit card, right?
I know. Well, you guys are tough. You're tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you know
right.
what? You're setting boundaries today, Ed.
Yeah, I am.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. How are you doing, my friend?
You know what? I'm doing really well today, Ed.
Yeah.
I just got back from a caucus visit.
Yeah.
And because, that's going on today.
I do know.
Yeah.
I was so bummed when I found out that it was going on for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to take part in that because I'm one of the reasons I moved to, and I'm going to say Seattle, and when I say Seattle, I mean the Puget Sound area. It's just easier for me to say Seattle because in my head there's Seattle and there's Denver and there's Los Angeles, but it's hard for me to bring in all the different accompanying surrounding cities and towns. So I moved to Seattle so that I could be more politically active because it seemed like more of a community-based, community-active type of town. And I scheduled myself to be on the radio, and then I found out caucuses at the same time. I was like, I'm so bummed out. And the other part that bummed me out, all my friends are going to be at the caucuses.
Yeah.
And it's Edward T. Martin and friends. So,
but you know what? The caucuses are over now. We're all coming back, and what are we doing? We're calling the Edward T. Martin Show.
Yeah.